Warning, this video contains footage of Cameron, Clegg and Miliband which some viewers may find offensive. Please take precautions to protect the device you are watching on. There will be swearing.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Clean.
Greetings! Now I know what you're thinking, but you'd be wrong. This is totally down to healthy living. Hey, we're still here! The chair tube has not been bayoneting anybody. No clue why they thought we'd all just vanish into the Scotch myth after a no vote. We'd have still been here after a yes vote, because we've still got a job to do. One that isn't being done by the media. So let's do this! Today we're off to the big top. Yes, it's that time of year when the Westminster political parties hold their annual circuses. First up was UKIP. And what did they have to offer people in exchange for their vote?
We want to take everyone on minimum wage out of taxation altogether. We believe that this will cost around £12 billion.
Brilliant! Vote for us and we'll cut taxes. And how are you going to pay for that?
We can leave the European Union.
Didn't we just have a referendum debate that included the argument that being out of the EU would be bad for Scotland? Now, according to UKIP, Scotland is better off independent of the EU, just not independent of Westminster. Because Westminster do such a great job, don't they? And UKIP's plan to tax luxury priced items lasted 48 hours, so who knows how long any of their other offers will last. UKIP weren't the only ones to toss out a raise in the personal allowance.
A future Conservative government will raise the tax-free personal allowance from £10,500 to £12,500.
Raising the point at which you start paying income tax to £12,500.
It's like watching Danny DeVito and Arnie Schwarzenegger in Twins when they both pee exactly the same way, even though they're meant to be completely different. Anyway, that's three offering a similar promise. Trouble is, no one thinks it'll do any good. Equality Trust says it's absolutely gash, and here's the statement from the Joseph Rowntree Foundation. Yep, they couldn't stop laughing when they heard that the Tories won't even make that rise happen until 2020, when they'll be looking for your vote again. By then, inflation could see the cost of living up 20%, and we'll be expecting interest rate rises to go up as well. So the extra £500 to £800 a year will do a fat lot of good in prosperity terms. You'll still be struggling to pay the bills. Come on, Cameron, what else you got?
Those exclusive zero-hours contracts that left people unable to build decent lives for themselves, we will scrap them.
Whoop-de-fucking-do. No longer will you have to endure just one job that guarantees no holiday pay, no sickness benefits, and no certainty of a wage every week. No, now you can have as many of these shitty minimum wage jobs as you like. Be sure to send your thanks to Mr. Cameron, you plebs. To be fair, he was a bit more honest than usual.
This party is the union for hard-working parents, for the father who reads his children stories at night because he wants them to learn, the mother who works all the hours God sends to give her children the best start. This party is the trade union for children from the poorest estates and the most chaotic homes. This party is the union for the young woman who wants an apprenticeship, for the teenagers who want to make something of their lives. This is who we resent.
Come again?
This is who we resent.
One more time.
This is who we resent.
That is one hell of a Freudian slip when he's reading from a fucking autocue. Anything else you want to admit to?
We all have to work a bit longer and save a bit more.
So what else will the compassionate Conservatives do for us?
And as for Labour's Human Rights Act, we will scrap it.
Westminster have been complicit in rendition, torture, murder, slavery and illegal wars that killed hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians. I'm surprised they've even heard of human rights.
With us, if you're out of work, you will get unemployment benefit, but only if you go to the job centre, update your CV, attend interviews and accept the work you're offered. Our modern slavery bill will mean we are coming after you.
Here's an unpaid job at Asda. Take it or starve.
That is what our long-term economic plan means for you. Nothing. Zero. Zilch.
That's what I thought. Well, maybe Labour can help us.
Our country nearly broke up.
Which country?
A country that nearly splits apart is not a country in good health.
Aye, but what country?
I want to start by thanking all of Labour's Team Scotland for the part they played in keeping our country together.
He didn't answer. In fact, he managed to get through his entire speech without referring to Scotland as a country once. Along with England, Wales and Northern Ireland, we are now just a region to the Labour Party.
Let us thank them all. Gordon Brown, Alistair Darling, Margaret Curran, Douglas Alexander, Jim Murphy, Anna Sawa, Joanne Lamont. Let us thank them all, ladies and gentlemen, because they helped save our country.
Yeah, thanks, Joanne. You're fired.
And I want to say to the people of Scotland directly, you've made the sacrifices. You've taken home lower wages year after year. You've paid higher taxes. You've seen your energy bills rise and your NHS decline. You know this country doesn't work.
Duh. That's why I voted yes.
Unless you're one of the privileged few in Britain, the country's not going to work for you and your kids are going to have a worse life than you.
You tell us this now, after the referendum?
Is anyone going to build a better life for the working people of our country?
Well, if you don't know, then why should we vote for you?
We will raise the minimum wage by £1.50 an hour by 2020 to over £8 an hour.
Wow! Or not wow, depending on how you look at it. Because it's basically a 25 pence per hour rise or £10 a week each year until 2020 if you do a 40-hour week. Leaving some 6 million part-time workers in the UK getting an extra couple of quid a week, or fuck all if you're stuck on workfare. And finally, over to the Limp Duns, where Nick the Annoying Clegg is making a list of all the people that hates him.
Europe, Brussels, foreigners, immigrants, the English, the South, professional politicians, Westminster, big business, anyone claiming benefits, even onshore wind farms.
Aye, Scotland hates you too. Or did he think because he came to Glasgow that means we're mates? I mean, they had planks like Danny Alexander and Vince Cable trying to claim credit for the worst economic recovery in a century. And then Clegg comes along and says if it hadn't been for his party of poodles, it would have been much worse. Tell that to the million relying on food banks. Or the tens of thousands that have died in poverty less than 6 months after being found fit to work by this government's agents. What a shit stain. We came damn close to winning the referendum. But we were taking on the entire establishment. The three main political parties, big business, the media, and the entire civil and secret service. It might have been a bit much for us all at once, for such a huge stride forward for social justice. So we'll fight on, but we'll fight smarter. It's now a war on several fronts. On a financial front, I for one will be careful who I give my custom to, and will avoid any of the faceless entities that saw fit to help spread fear of independence across Scotland. Some have argued with me that boycotts only harm the workers of the companies involved. Well, not to sound cold-hearted, but so the hell what? It's not like we're burning banknotes in front of a homeless person. These are not charities who give people jobs out of the goodness in their hearts. These are multi-billion pound corporations who make huge profits out of their staff's hard work. I was already boycotting most of them over their use of workfare or tax avoidance loopholes and paying poverty wages while the CEOs that made the decision to speak out against independence take home, in some cases, 75 times that of the lowest paid workers. We've got checkout staff in West Lothian have to visit food banks for fuck's sakes. Conforming to their standards out of fear of what they might do to people will make slaves of us all. Well, the slaves are revolting, as Lord Freud might say. I'm not holding out hope that we get substantial new powers for Holyrood that will make it easier to suffer the itchy arsehole that is Westminster. I mean, here's the party political submissions to the Smithy Commission. The SNP, who went for full Devo Max. The Scottish Greens outlined very sensible and wide-ranging recommendations on what should be devolved and done for Scotland, including a written constitution. The Lib Dems gave us a report by Ming the Meaningless. I think he, I think he wrote it when he was 10. Anyway, it's got his mark all over it. The Tories went with, we'll decide what you get and when, and you should be grateful, you peasants. And finally, now you've got to be very gentle and quiet. This is Devo Nano. Now these are the smallest recommendations you can possibly get, and it's from Labour. Take a look. Isn't it so cute? Oh, amazing. And this is what Holyrood will get if Labour can be bothered to vote for it. Yeah, that kind of tells you all you need to know for a political offensive. The SNP, Scottish Greens and the SSP have all seen huge surges in party membership, with the Greens now larger than Labour in Scotland, and the SNP 10 times larger than that. I've decided not to join a party, as I prefer to remain non-partisan, but I will be making an equal donation to each of the parties that back yes. But next May, I'm voting SNP all the way. And all you haters can relax. I'll be sure to check out the candidates I'm voting for, but I'll bet they're solid. Unlike Labour MPs, who have proven totally useless for Scotland again and again. Labour MP and Assistant Manager hopeful Katie Clark.
I mean, one of the worries that I have at the moment is that, it could be Scotland that lets us down when it comes to the general election.
All aboard the Labour Party buses, they take us away on a guilt trip. Get to fuck me, you hen. How's it our fault that Labour can't make a majority without the help of Scotland's 59 MPs? I'd say that's more Labour's fault for not being able to get enough MPs out of the other 591 that don't come from Scotland. So don't think you can blame us for your own stupidity. Labour don't seem to get it that their supporters have been leaving the party because they don't like Labour's policies and the way they've been drifting to the right. Driven by ill-informed public opinion, which itself is driven by an out-of-control media who are in bed with the political parties. The media are already out for our next First Minister. Some of the front pages have been ridiculous. Especially these two, for the same clowns that brought us the swastika saltire. Tell me those were by accident. You might have also noticed radio and TV news referring to it as her coronation. She's going to be First Minister of Scotland, not the fucking Queen of Caledonia. Remember when they started the King Salmon shit? I heard a lot of no voters say that crap like it was some unelected dictator. The media are trying to get people hating her before the 2016 Scottish Government general elections, when I'll be voting yes MP Green. I think the Greens should have more MSPs than Labour. Hell, they've got more members, so it seems fitting. We all know what, despite Westminster Times might say, they never wanted the referendum to happen. They didn't want it because it causes this. People in Scotland are politically engaged again, and we're not relying on traditional media sources for our information. We're still here because they cheated us, but they didn't defeat us. That's why we're 45 and rising. Winter's here. The swallows have gone. The geese are flying south. The days are already darker. But the dark days never last long. Keep your spirits up, hold your resolve, and know in your heart that a brighter future is just around the corner. Until next time, Slanja. Oh, honey, could I have a straw, please?